Welcome back everyone, and please stay till the end of this video because today we will address very interesting concepts. We will talk about ozone therapy, hormones, jaw realignment, and also the importance of good gut health. So a lot of interesting issues will be addressed in this short video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to do so. Please press that like button. If you're enjoying my videos, if you're learning a lot from them, that's my idea. That's the idea of these videos. I hope that you guys get something out of it and actually learn a lot of information. Hopefully it sparks your curiosity and you want to learn more about these areas as well. So, so let's start with ozone therapy. And as you guys know, I'm reading the book called Superhuman right now and I'm really enjoying it. And so I learned something that I didn't know before, but ozone therapy is a good way to remove harmful bacteria and bad stuff that we have in our gut. So it's very important for our gut health and really for as an ultimate type of detox. It's good for oxygen delivery to tissues and a lot of other things. Even it helped with ebola, so it can kill the nastiest of the nasty type of bacteria and all that. So if you guys are interested in learning more about ozone therapy, do read the book Superhuman, and you will see that it's actually pretty cool. Another benefit of ozone therapy is that it stimulates NAD+, but now and improves stress resilience and a bunch of other stuff. But NAD+, right? As I mentioned, improves stress resilience, as well as other things like it's good for activating sirtuins, which help with DNA repair pathways, as well as insulin sensitivity. It also lowers stem cell senescence, so it's good to take NAD for that. And this ozone therapy is good for people who are diabetics or people who want to control better their glucose as they become due to increased insulin sensitivity, and reducing stem cell senescence as well, which is a big anti-aging thing, as well as they can be used to sterilize teeth to lower inflammation. So essentially you can get rid of nasty stuff from your teeth to reduce inflammation there in your teeth and in your gums. Now, as I mentioned, one of the ways that ozone therapy works is it stimulates NAD plus production, but there are other ways that you can increase it, right? You can take supplements, or you can take nicotinimide riboside, which is like a precursor, or you can do the following, as I mentioned in the book. You can take brain octane oil, you can do intermittent fasting, or you can even take oxaloacetate supplements, which are part of the Krebs cycle, which gets converted into malic acid, which then raises your NAD plus to NADH ratio. So that's another way to increase your NAD plus by taking oxaloacetate supplements. There's a bunch of ways you can do it. You can do fasting, you can do brain octane oil, or you can just take a supplement, which will raise the levels. Now, the next topic are hormones, right? So there's a bunch of hormones, right? Very important ones for good health. And high intensity interval training was actually shown to raise testosterone levels and human growth hormone and even telomeres. In fact, exercise tended to lengthen telomere length. This is really cool, and it's good because it lowered levels of perceived stress, and exercise has a lot of benefits. And lower testosterone is actually also linked to prostate cancer. So by doing high intensity interval training, you're able to mitigate that risk. Now, L-tyrosine is also very important supplement, and vitamin D3, K2, A, and zinc are all very important that he mentions in the book for good hormonal levels. Another big thing is removing phthalates and parabens from your household products, because these guys actually tend to mimic estrogen, and so therefore estrogen will not be able to actually be utilized because these are estrogen mimickers, right? And so you do want to eliminate those artificial products, as well as taking DHEA if you're over 40 and if you have a low sex hormones as another alternative. And again, if you don't know more about that, do read Superhuman. I really enjoyed it. The next one was really interesting for me, and it's called jaw realignment. And essentially, what happens when we have misaligned teeth, when they don't match, it actually bangs on the trigeminal nerve, and substance P, which is very inflammatory, gets released, which causes inflammation. And so that affects our parasympathetic nervous system, and relaxation, and deep sleep, and heart rate variability. A lot of parameters which our body needs, it messes up with them when inflammation happens, and your HRV scores decrease, cortisol gets into the stress response of that. It even impacts spinal health. And so we need to realign our jaws to avoid all these things, as well as other types of neurological problems like headaches, etc., as well as musculoskeletal issues, right? And so there's a bunch of things that you can actually do, such as getting a bite guard. I'm using things like cayenne pepper, unfortunately are inflammatory, but you can use pure vanilla beans if you're sensitive. Or you can do oil pulling, which is another great alternative, where you literally swish an oil for 20 minutes for detox, and then you rinse your mouth. You want to make sure that you spit it out and don't actually swallow that oil, and that's good for removing bacteria from your mouth. So that's another good way to reduce substance P, which causes this inflammation, which can be caused by having a misaligned teeth or jaw. So you can simply take a bite guard, or you can do some switching of an oil, as well as having an anti-inflammatory diet can also reduce substance P, so reducing the levels of sugars that you consume. As well as brushing teeth with activated charcoal can help soak up toxins. So charcoal is very good for removing like a lot of heavy metals like lead, cadmium, and again, you can read this book for more information there. And the last thing is about our gut health. So we are pretty much like walking petri dishes, and we want to essentially increase the amount of good bacteria that we have in our body and decrease the amount of bad ones. We want to have a good balance of good to bad bacteria. And so a lot of these probiotics that Asprey mentions, a lot of times they have a lot of histamine, like fermented foods and all that. And so you want to be careful if you're histamine intolerant. But if you are not, you're able to enjoy the vast array of probiotics and kimchi, sauerkraut, raw yogurts, kefir. All those are amazing things. But your body also needs prebiotic fiber, like acacia fiber, because this is very important for these bacteria to actually, for good bacteria to survive and grow. Things like Brussels sprouts, sweet potato, asparagus, and all that you need for these good bacteria to actually grow, as well as things like polyphenols found in coffees, teas, dark chocolate, and they also help with wall integration. Even chia seeds can help. As well as MCT oil, healthy oils, and again, you want to avoid an inflammatory diet, which is not good for gut health, so avoiding sugars and all that. And then collagen or bone broth also helps the gut and prevents the leaky gut, as well as just moving throughout the day, like doing Qigong, shaking in the morning, just low exercise throughout the day, always moving, breathing clean air and drinking clean water and all that stuff is very important as well for good gut health. So there's a lot of things here, and if you guys want to learn more about these areas like ozone therapy, hormones, jaw realignment, or gut health, please do read Superhuman for more information. But there are some strategies that you guys can already apply, like eating an anti-inflammatory diet and maybe oil pulling as well as a reduction of substance P and inflammation in your teeth and gums. Definitely good, as well as high intensity interval training, which lengthens telomeres and also increases a lot of key hormones which mitigate chronic disease like testosterone and human growth hormone. So hopefully you guys found this video entertaining, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And who knows, maybe buy an NAD plus booster at the end of this video, or take some of the recommendations that I presented. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Please do subscribe if you haven't done so. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, maybe make a comment about your suggestions for future videos and what you guys want to, what types of videos you want me to do in the future. And I will see you in the next video. I hope you guys all have a fantastic June 12th. See ya.